guys, welcome back to reading. So I'm going to read to you guys today a story about Thomas Edison. So some of you guys might know who he is, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know who he is, but he's a famous inventor, okay? And we're gonna learn about some of the inventions that he made, and then also we're gonna not only do this for reading, but we're gonna tie the story into science. And I explained in the assignments I emailed your parents what you guys are gonna do for science, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about Thomas Edison and read the story from our book, and you'll learn about some of the inventions he created, and then you guys, for science today, will get to come up with your own invention, okay? So listen along as I read out loud. Thomas Edison, the inventor. Chapter 1. Young Thomas Edison asked lots of questions. When someone told him, "I don't know," Tom had one more question. He asked, "Why don't you know?" He did lots of experiments to find out. Tom watched a goose sit on some eggs. He saw the eggs hatch. He wanted to know what would happen if he sat on eggs. So Tom made a nest. Then he put goose and chicken eggs in the nest. Next, he sat on the eggs and found out. Splat! Young Tom also knew that birds ate worms and birds could fly. What if people ate worms? Tom guessed that they would fly too. So he gave a girl a cup of chopped worms and water. The girl drank it and got sick, and she didn't fly. Thomas Edison, the boy who asked all the questions and did those unusual experiments, became the man whose inventions changed the world. Thomas Edison was born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio. He was the seventh and youngest child of Sam and Nancy Edison. Sam had a lumber mill. Nancy had been a teacher. When Tom had trouble in school, his mother became his teacher at home. So guys, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, where your mom is being your teacher at home or your dad is being your teacher at home. So that's something you guys can relate to Tom Edison about right now, learning to do school at home. Young Tom did many of experiments in the cellar of his home. He had lots of jars of chemicals. He wanted to keep people from messing with them. To fix the problem, he had an idea. He wrote poison on each jar. He thought that that would keep others away. He was right. There were often smoke, strange smells, and loud noises in the Edison home. It all came from the cellar and from young Tom's experiments. Tom needed money to pay for chemicals and other things. As a result, he got a job when he was 12. He sold newspapers and candy on trains. Then at 15, he began to write and print and sell his own newspaper for travelers. He named it Grand Trunk Herald. Tom wrote news of people he met on the train. He also wrote how he felt about work. The more to do, he wrote in his newspaper, the more done. Tom liked to keep busy. Tom kept very busy on the train. He even set up his own lab in a baggage car. As Tom got older, he kept doing great things. There were no telephones at the time. Instead, messages were sent through telegraph wires. They were sent in a code of dots and dashes. Tom learned the code. He got a job sending and reading telegraph messages. He found new ways to use the telegraph. Those were some of his first inventions. When Tom grew up, he became an inventor. He invented all kinds of things that helped people. At the time, burning gas lights lit homes and streets. Sometimes smoke from the lights filled a room. Sometimes fire from the lights burned a home down. Tom was sure he could make a better light, so he did experiments with electric light. He had lots of ideas. His notes filled hundreds of notebooks. After more than a year of work, Tom did it. He made a light that was safe to use. "The electric light is the light of the future," Tom said, "and it will be my light." Edison's lights were big news. People came from all over to see them. Once they saw the Edison lights, they wanted them in their homes. Tom's lights brightened the world. Tom Edison spent his whole life making great things. The things he made helped people everywhere. This is a look of Thomas Edison's photo album and some inventions that he created. So hopefully you guys can look. So those are just some of his inventions, the telegraph, the light bulb, and what else did he make? He made the sound, the music player. So those are some inventions that Tom Edison was able to create when he was at home. And now you guys happen to be doing school at home and have so much time now to just be at home and be creative. So for reading, I listed some questions in the email that your parents will read to you that you're going to answer about this story on a sheet of paper. And then for science, you guys are going to create your own invention. It could be something that's already created that you're just recreating with things that you have in your house, or you can create something completely new, something that I've never heard of or that anybody hasn't heard of before. You can do whatever you guys want. So just be creative, make it fun, and I look forward to seeing your guys' inventions.